Good morning dear students. So today we will discuss about the female genital organs. So here you can see this is a specimen of female internal genital organ along with bladder and the rectum. So when you are given this specimen, you have to tell that this is a composite viscera consisting of bladder, urinary bladder, from in front to behind, urinary bladder, then uterus and its appendages. Uterus and its appendages, that means uterus, fallopian tube, ovary, along with the ligaments of the uterus. And behind there is part of sigmoid colon and the rectum. Okay, so this is a composite viscera of female genital organ. Now let's identify one by one. So from anterior to posterior, this is the urinary bladder. Fine. Behind the urinary bladder, this is the uterus. You can see this is the uterus. Along with uterus, there are two fallopian tubes on the both side. So these are two fallopian tubes, and along with two ovaries on the both side. So these two are the two ovaries, and behind uterus there is part of sigmoid colon, and rectum. Okay, so this structure is part of sigmoid colon and rectum. Fine. Now let's see what are the different parts of the uterus and what are the different ligaments attached to the uterus. So you can see here, this part is the uterus. Uterus is divided into three parts from above downward. The uppermost convex part, this part is the fundus. Then, so fundus is the region that is just above the opening of the two uterine tube. That is the part of the uterus which is just above an imaginary line passing through the two fallopian tube or uterine tube. Next is the body. So body is from the fundus to the a constriction that is called isthmus. So body is from the just below the fundus up to the isthmus. This portion is the body. And below the isthmus to the external os, which is not visible here, that part is called cervix. Okay. And lower part of the birth canal, that is known as the vagina. Next, so this is the body of the uterus. You can see this is the anterior surface and this is the posterior surface of the body. So what are the different surfaces of the body? This is the anterior surface, antero-inferior surface, and this is the postero-superior surface. Fine. Antero-inferior surface of the body is related to the upper surface of the urinary bladder, because you can see here this is the urinary bladder, and this is the uterovesical pouch. So the peritoneum is reflected from the anterior surface of the uterus and from the isthmus above the upper surface of the bladder. So this is forming the uterovesical pouch, this one. Okay. So this is the antero-inferior surface of the body. Behind, this is the postero-superior surface of the body. So postero-superior surface, it is behind, related to the rectum, and you can see here there is formation of the another peritoneal pouch. This is called recto-vaginal pouch of Douglas. So this part is the recto-vaginal pouch of Douglas. Okay. Now uterus is separated, body of the uterus is separated from the cervix by this constriction. This constriction is called isthmus. Isthmus corresponds internally with the internal os. Okay. Next, come to the two tubes. These are the fallopian tubes. On the both side you can see this is the fallopian tube. These two are the fallopian tube. They are opening at the lateral angle of the body of the uterus, at the junction of the fundus and the body of the uterus, which is known as the cornu. Okay, so this is one fallopian tube and that is another fallopian tube. Now fallopian tube has four parts. We will discuss it. So one part that is within the uterus, we cannot see it, that is the intramural part. Next part, this portion, constricted portion, this is the isthmus. Next you can see this dilated portion. This dilated portion is named as ampulla, and fertilization occurs within the ampulla. And next part, that is the infundibulum, and you can see here the finger like projection. So these are the fimbria. Okay, and these two are the two ovaries. You can see here these two structure just below and behind this fallopian tube. These two structures are the ovary. Okay, now for ovary you can see that the ovary has one upper end, this end, that is called the uterine end, that is called the tubal end, and this end towards the uterus, so this is called uterine end. So two end, one tubal end and one uterine end. It has two border. This one is the free border of the ovary, and below this is the mesovarian border. This is the mesovarian border. So two border, one is free upper border and one is mesovarian border of the ovary. And two surface, one is medial surface, this one is the medial surface, and that one is the lateral surface. Okay, so this is our ovary. Next is the ligaments of the uterus. So here we can see that by the side of the uterus there is a ligament. So on the both side, this ligament, it is called broad ligament. So what is broad ligament? Broad ligament is a fold of peritoneum. It consists of two layers. Okay, one anterior layer and one posterior layer. And broad ligament is divided into four parts. So what are the four parts? Let's see. So four parts are mesosalpinx, mesovarium, suspensory ligament of ovary, and the mesometrium. So mesosalpinx, which part is mesosalpinx? The part of the broad ligament between the uterine tube and or fallopian tube above and the ovary, and this is called the ligament of the ovary. This one is called the ligament of the ovary, which is attached to the uterine end of the ovary and to the lateral angle of the uterus. This is called the ligament of ovary. So part of the broad ligament between the uterine tube above and below the ovary and the ligament of the ovary, this is called mesosalpinx, this part. Then from the lateral pelvic one ligament is coming, which is attaching the ovary and the uterine tube. This one, this is called suspensory ligament of the ovary. And this suspensory ligament of the ovary, it contains the ovarian vessels. And this ovarian vessels actually enters into the ovary through the mesovarian border. So this mesovarian border is also called the hilum of the ovary, right? So second part is the suspensory ligament of the ovary. First part was mesosalpinx. Second part is suspensory ligament of the ovary. Third part, that is the mesometrium. Third part is the mesovarian. Mesovarian means the part of the broad ligament which is attaching the ovary with the posterior layer of the broad ligament. The part of the broad ligament which is attached, which is covering the ovary and which is attached to the which is attaching with the posterior layer of the broad ligament. That part is called mesovarium. And mesometrium is that part. So which attaches the lateral border of the uterus with the lateral pelvic wall. This part is the mesometrium. So hereby we can get that uterus has one anterior-inferior surface, one posterior-superior surface, and also two lateral border. So from the lateral border to the lateral pelvic wall, this fold of the peritoneum, this is called the mesometrium part of the broad ligament. So broad ligament altogether has 4 parts. One is mesosalpinx. This part is mesosalpinx. This part is mesosalpinx. One is suspensory ligament of ovary. This part. This is the mesovarium part. And by the side of the broad ligament, this is the mesometrium part. Okay. So this is about your broad ligament. And at the lateral angle of the uterus, we can see 3 structures are attached. One is the uterine tube or fallopian tube, right? This one. Antero-inferior to the fallopian tube, there is a ligament that is called, can you see this one? That is called round ligament of the uterus. This is called round ligament of the uterus, this ligament. And you can see this ligament is going through the broad ligament. This round ligament of the uterus is going through the broad ligament. So this is round ligament of the uterus antero-inferiorly, and postero-inferiorly there is suspensory ligament of the ovary. Sorry, there is ligament of the ovary. So this one is the ligament of the ovary. So at the lateral angle there are attachment of 3 structures. One is uterine tube. Antero-inferiorly is the this side. This is the round ligament of the uterus, and postero-inferiorly this one is the ligament of the ovary. Okay, and these 2 are the lateral angle of the uterus. Now, so we have discussed about this. Now the peritoneal deflection. So peritoneum, it covers the fundus, the anterior surface of the uterus up to the isthmus, and it reflected from the superior surface of bladder, forming this uterovesical pouch, this pouch. Posteriorly, it covers the posterior-superior surface of the uterus, then posterior fornix of the vagina, and then it is reflected to the anterior surface of the rectum, forming the rectovaginal pouch of Douglas. This one is the rectovaginal pouch of Douglas, and this is the most dependent part of the abdomen. Okay, pelvis. Now if we just turn this specimen, here we will get 3 opening. So from anterior to posterior you can see 3 opening. This opening, this is the most anterior opening, so this is the urethral opening, right? This is the urethral opening. The second one, this is the vaginal opening, right? And posteriorly this is the rectum. So this is the opening of the rectum. So from anterior to posterior, this is the urethral opening, this is the vaginal opening, and this is the rectal opening. So this is, and you will hold the uterus in such a way, just put your thumb to the lateral angle of the, just behind the lateral angle, and the uterus will be flexed anteriorly. This position is called anteverted and anteflexed position. So what is this anteversion and anteflexion? I will discuss in the theory part. Okay, so you just put your 2 thumbs just behind the uterine tube, so that the body of the uterus will be somehow anteriorly flexed, so that the body of the uterus has one antero-inferior surface and posterior-superior surface, just like this. Okay, thank you.